Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday night, my fashion happy hour. I know I'm going a little bit earlier tonight, 5 versus 7, but that's okay. 5 o'clock technically still qualifies as happy hour. I hope your week has started off right. So, in conjunction with my style that speaks and all the things that make us who we are in terms of our style, our confidence, our mindset, tonight my guest is Lauren Aiyana, and I am just going to pull her up here in just a few minutes when she can jump on. And it's all about soul empowerment. Tonight we're going to talk about soul empowerment and those things that we build into our soul, how we look at things, and how that encompasses the style and the mindset that we have. So let's see if she is on. Let's see. But anyways, I'm glad you're here, and hopefully you'll have a chance to ask questions of Lauren. She's coming to me from the Hamptons tonight. That's what I love too about doing virtual, is you get to chat with everybody everywhere. You'll have to excuse me, man, my allergies are getting to me tonight. Make my eyes tear. Let's see if Lauren is, let's see. Let's see where she's at. Okay, so you know what? Let's talk about what's going on with you this week in terms of it's summer and it's almost September. So I know you're over the heat. I know you're thinking about fall wardrobe, fall activities. So that's always an exciting time. I know that's my favorite. We're on that cusp because once August hits, time just flies. I feel like once August hits, then it's already like, oh, okay, it's Thanksgiving. And you're like, where did these last few months go? It just goes by that fast. But of course, there we go. Let's grab Lauren. Lauren?
Hi.
Hi.
How are
Hi.
you?
I'm
Hi.
so glad. Lauren Aiyana. I hope I'm saying your last name correctly.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. That's always really important to me to get it right because I always grew up with a name no one could ever pronounce.
Yes.
And you are joining us from the Hamptons. So, Lauren, I always love my guests to introduce themselves in terms of what you do. And I was, of course, telling them that the topic tonight is soul empowerment. And just, I would love it if you could share with everybody what you do.
Yes, absolutely. My name's Lauren. I'm a life coach and a holistic practitioner. I have a company called The Light Thread with my best friend, and we do a lot of things in the wellness and fashion industries with individuals and groups, and based in the Hamptons and Europe.
Which, of course, I'm envious because I'm sure the weather's a lot nicer in the Hamptons right now than it is in Georgia. And I
Yeah,
see you're sitting
it's very
outside
nice.
too.
Yes,
Yeah, and you're sitting outside.
yeah.
So, Lauren, I have to know, how did you get started in this? Because I know it really encompasses a lot in terms of you're a holistic healer, you're a life coach, you do education. How did you get started with this?
So I started really young. I decided that I wanted to work for myself in something in the wellness field. So I started out as a massage therapist for a few years, and coaching just really came naturally with my clients. I got interested in more like spiritual healing, energy healing. And then I took several different kinds of continuing education classes to be an educator and a coach. And then it just really took off from there. That's just what's come the most natural to me, is being in that field.
That felt organic for you. So
Yeah.
obviously you know, compassionate. You've spent your focus and your education on being able to. Do you work with women one on one? Do you work with women in groups?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're losing you just for a little bit, Lauren. You're breaking up.
Oh, sure. Let me
Hang
see if
on, Lauren.
maybe
I'm sorry, you're breaking
it's
up a little
okay.
bit, so I can't hear you.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can relocate near the Wi-Fi better.
Oh, you're back. You're better. I can. Well, walk
Okay.
and talk, talk and walk, walk and talk, talk and walk.
Yes.
Yes, because I've got you back. I couldn't. You were kind of stalled, and I know how
Okay.
frustrating
Sorry about
it
that.
is when you are in an area where the Wi-Fi is in and out. But yeah, we were just talking about how you work with your clients in terms of one-on-one groups, retreats. I was just hoping that you would share that.
Yeah, I've worked one-on-one with women for about years, and the last like 4 or 5 years, we've started to do more groups. As my business partner, she's a fashion model and works a lot in the fashion industry. So we've been working with groups of women in that setting.
Which, of course, the fashion industry, I can appreciate because that's my whole history for the last 30 years. And so, what does that look like when you marry the two of empowering women and also dealing with issues within the fashion industry? How are you marrying that for your clients?
It has a lot of just centering within, a sense of self-love and self-care. If you can cultivate like a healthy routine around yourself, if you can be in touch with your values and be in touch with like a core foundation to build everything else upon, then that's really how you can experience the most success inwardly, but also you exude that light within the industry and you end up like, magnetizing the types of jobs, the types of collaborations that you want to be affiliated with, the types of brands and fashion houses that you want to be affiliated with. So we speak a lot about empowering yourself and then just being able to have that bright light around you that connects with things that are within, your compatible energy.
I like that you said you're magnetizing that energy because that's a lot. That is a big task when you think of an industry that is very powerful, has so much visibility and a lot of different diversity of opinions. So I love that you're giving women like you do have a voice and you have to value yourself. And also that you said that routine of your values and taking care of yourself, because anything that's going to stick has to be routine, right? You have to build into that to make it a part of you authentically.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, it's like, I think a lot of the times when women speak of women empowerment, they think that it has to have like a certain blueprint. But really, it's just if you can build a solid foundation with like caring for yourself, loving yourself, empowerment just naturally springs from that place because it's like you're in tune, you're in your alignment with yourself, and you're in your alignment with like your spirit and your good energy, and that is empowering. When you can be in touch with yourself, that is empowering. And I think a lot of the times in the wellness industry it can be like all these catchphrases of like, this is how you can empower yourself, this is how you can empower yourself, and many things are that way. It starts simple. The simplicity is just learning how to tune in with yourself, and then style comes out of that, healthy routine comes out of that, all these other things are like building blocks from that.
It is building blocks, and I'm equipping my clients with what I call tools and tips. But the biggest thing for me to take that journey with them is to turn the light on and help them to turn that light on
Mm-hmm.
inside of them. Because if you don't feel it, what you're doing in terms of feeling positive, I always say you got to own your beauty. And that means owning who you are, your emotional and physical assets, and turn that light on because that's the true empowerment. And so when I help someone to structure their wardrobe, to have the tools, that they feel put together, they feel strong in their presence, they feel heard in their industry. Again, if it doesn't connect with that light within inside of them, it doesn't come to fruition. So I have a lot of respect for what you're saying, in terms of that, and I'm assuming really that's the end goal. That's the main goal for your clients, is just to, is this something that you have to sort of teach them and practice with them so that it becomes ingrained on a regular basis, that or
I
they
think
that they
I
feel
think
they
the
have
main
that
way
foundation to
that we
practice it on
really
their own?
Yeah, I think the main way that we really go about it is just echoing that word simplicity and like getting out of the mind, not trying to analyze it too much, just retuning in with their most simple, beautiful, heartfelt frequency and energy. And I think there's not really one set methodology that works for people, like all the same. So we offer different kinds of things. For some people, meditation might be amazing. For some people, we might do like journaling assignments, or if we do group activities. It's really unique for every person depending on where their background is. But the main theme is, like you said, to turn that light on and to connect with their foundational self-love kind of energy. I think it's just about getting out of your mind and being more heart-centered. And a lot of times, if you just hold the intent to do that, then you'll just naturally find yourself in that place. And it's not necessarily like you have to understand how to do it. It's just that you hold that as valuable and that you want that. And it just starts happening when you hold that you want that, and there's so many different things in the world that can help you get there, but it starts with like a pure intention.
A pure intention. Yes, which to me, like you said, you have to kind of block out the world, which is not easy to do. Um, to listen to what it is that you love about yourself, and what you want for yourself, and not what the whole world is expectations of you, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know that you do retreats, and that's for me, centering myself, is out in nature. That's when I feel a greatest sense of peace, and that you can be calm and to center yourself. So I think it's interesting that you tell your clients, it's, there's different things, having them practice meditation, or are you big on affirmations, like verbal affirmations, or?
Yeah, it's truly so unique for everybody. It's very customized for each person, but we have that simple theme of just connecting into the heart, and it's just trying to match each person where their energy is at that moment, at that day, at that phase of their lives. And so affirmations can be really powerful, and I always feel in my own languaging and my own heart that everybody has an innate light, a soul, a spirit, a higher, bright frequency within themselves. And, no matter what your belief system is, we all can pretty much get along with that theme that there's a light inside. There's something that, this is our full volume, or this is when our volume is turned low. And so it's just this idea of seeing oneself in that way and wanting to tune into the right station. And I'm a really big fan of getting people just in that intent and not necessarily saying how to do it, because then the mind takes over. It's just about, let's all be in a space of doing that, and then you just experience it, and that's always what
Almost
I found to be.
like muscle memory, like when you're doing something, how it becomes muscle memory. It's like your body
Mhm.
knows what that feels like.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because we tend to overanalyze things, and we tend to like want to do it now or want to understand. And I find like too much of that can end up limiting us. So, you know, life coaching programs or retreats, like, yeah, they'll have their schedule. You do this, then we do this, then we do this. But a lot of the times, it's like everybody has their own experience inside. And so the more that we can focus on, I just want to be full volume, full light, connect to my heart, and focus on that and trying to understand everything else, that's much more effective, keeping it very simple.
So
So,
I have one last question for you, which is because
sure.
of you've been doing this for years and it is a broad discovery for your clients. Have you ever, in this process of working with women, that you had an experience with a client or leading a retreat that you had sort of an eye-opening self-discovery that you it brought you into a new mindset or you learned something about yourself?
All the time, all the time. I find when I still myself and I just hold that intention of I want to hear my heart, it's like every day it has something to say. And sometimes it can be within a context of what's going on in my life day to day. And sometimes it can be deep things about, my past or my life story. And sometimes it can be just like these core insights or revelations on something that a day-to-day situation might be reflecting to me, but it has a bigger message or a bigger teaching that can be for me or for anybody. It's like those universal truths. And I experience that all the time just from connecting to my heart. And that's why I really value these practices and these kinds of tools, because it's like constantly pumping life into your spirit. All these like goals and ambitions and dreams and hopes that everybody has in their life, like they're fed by creative energy and inspiration energy. So I
I love
think,
that.
yeah, just taking moments to connect with the heart is very, very profound and very nourishing for things.
I love that because authentically, I tell my clients it's not about me teaching you about trends, it's about helping them to see themselves in a different light and to give them that creative energy, to give them that empowerment so that they do feel confident. Because, when we feel good about ourselves, our trajectory is different and we carry ourselves different and we act towards others differently as well. So I value that because that all equates to our style and how we present ourselves and how we carry ourselves. So I am very appreciative that you joined me tonight. I know it was
Yes.
some complications for you, but I think it's always of value to share what you do, to share your insight. And it's always my passion to gain that knowledge because all that I've done in the last 30 years is to walk alongside women and support them and empower their voice. So I appreciate you, Lauren. I hope that you
Yeah.
have a great
Thank
night. I thank you for
you.
persisting through the spotty coverage
Yeah.
and timing. So again, I value your time and I appreciate you. And if you want to just tell everybody how they can find you.
Sure. Well, I'll first say, like, thank you so much for having me. I think that you have a wonderful energy, and it really shows that you care about your clients and that you care about what you're building. And I think it's,
Thank you.
you ask people to be on your little show that have some kind of conscious messaging. So go, girl, first and foremost. And
Thank you.
yeah, clients can find me at thelightthread.com and also on Instagram at thelightthread.
Fantastic. Thank
Yeah,
you. I always love to make sure
thank
people
you.
know how to find you so that they, again, can have you as part of their life. But have a wonderful evening.
Thank
And thanks
you.
again, Lauren.
Yeah,
Take
thank you
care.
for having me. Take good care. Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.